Alright, hey travelers, welcome to another review. We are back on Hokkaido. You might remember the Ritz-Carlton Reserve from one of our previous videos. You might have seen our review, but today we are actually looking at the Hilton, and how convenient. It's actually right here. So it's really right next to each other, and they also share the same ski lift and they share the same kind of little entertainment park here. So looks very different, looks very old, but it's also only around $100 in summer. So let's see what we can expect here. Hey guys, we are excited to now being able to offer you special travel agency rates when you book your next hotel stay with us at over 4,000 luxury hotels worldwide, including all of the big hotel brands you know. And besides these amazing benefits that you get at every stay, at no extra cost to you, you immediately also see your booking in your hotel app or account, and you only pay at the end of your stay. And of course, for all status and loyalty point enthusiasts in the audience, you also earn points and status nights on these rates, and you get all your regular status benefits as well. So there's really no reason not to book your next stay with Unmatched Voyages. So if you're curious, check it out at unmatchedvoyages.com/booking, or you can just click the link in the video description below. So now back to the video. Alright, as always, let me show you where we are with the Hilton Niseko Village. You can see Japan here. You will likely come to Hokkaido from Osaka or Tokyo, and you will fly to Sapporo's airport, which is called the New Chitose Airport. From there, if you want to go to the hotel, it is about a 2-hour drive. Likely you will take a rental car, you make your way over here about 2 hours, and you will come here to the Hilton Niseko. As you can see from the surroundings, it's incredibly green around the Hilton. You can see here with the drone shots, it's surrounded by forests, surrounded by trees. It's really beautiful. You can also see that the building itself really doesn't look so nice, and it is an older hotel. There is a golf course right next to it, so that's really nice if you're into that. They are quite nicely integrated, and as we saw, there's also some, kids-friendly activities right next to it, and some restaurants, which is really needed because, of course, it is quite remote from any town or city, and you're supposed to come by car. Once you come inside, it's definitely a sight to behold in a way, because there's a lot of red, definitely interesting color choice. You have this big lobby, kind of a ski lodge style, where also the flame bar and grill is, where you can take some drinks, although be prepared for a very early closing time in summer of 6 p.m. There also is a Hilton shop, which is kind of a cute idea. They have random stickers, magnets, all kinds of things that kind of signify the area of Hokkaido, including the very cute plushy kind of these winter birds. I love those. But you can also get some drinks and snacks, whatever you would like. It's basically kind of a convenience store in there. There's also a concierge desk. There's plenty of activities you can do, but for now I would say let's head up to the 10th floor where our room is, with the very confusing layout of these hallways. Let's go inside and see what we can get. Alright. So let's look at this is a deluxe twin room. So let me show you around. You have this massive commode here, always good, big storage, no issues there. And then once you come into the room, you can see two things. One, it is definitely a bit of an odd layout, more to that in a second. And you have really a nice view. Let's first talk about the layout, because I'm sure you will look at this whole thing and be like, what's going on? So this is technically a twin room. You can see that this should have 2 beds here, but they pushed them together for us because we had a preference for a king bed and they didn't have the room for it. So that's why this is this empty space right now with our makeshift luggage holder. But usually there's a bed here, bed there, and you have your bedside stuff here. Anyway, bed in general, quite good. It's definitely very hard, I have to say. Kind of like Japanese thing, I guess. I like it, I sleep well on this, but if you're sensitive to it, it is very hard. One highlight for me is when we look at this this kind of bedside panel here, and if we come a bit closer, it's really amazing, because I guess since the inception of this hotel, this hasn't been updated, but it just looks so amazing with you can trigger radio stations here, and everything just is really high end, but also really kind of old school. Definitely very nice. I love it. Okay, let's quickly discuss the TV. It is as old as the hotel itself, so it's a very thick old Toshiba TV. We don't really use the TVs in the room, so it's fine for us, but also just keep in mind, it's not super big. And then you have a little bit of space here to put your stuff, as you can see. One thing to note is you get your yukatas, your Japanese kind of robes if you go to the onsen, and then you have here the little onsen manners thing. All right, then we have an espresso machine, actually quite modern. I'm surprised to have that. This is our stuff, so ignore that, but you have the espresso machine, you get water. This is the diamond status welcome thing. So there's actually a box of chocolate. I can't find it anymore now, but I think we took that away already. You get some fruits. You even get a bottle of wine, which is really nice as a welcome gift. And you have water as well. So that's really nice. This used to be a nice swan or something, towel swan. So then we have a little seating area. Again, everything looks a bit cramped, but to be fair, it's really just because the beds are pushed together. But you can sit here, and if you come, I think we still have a really nice view towards Mount Yotei, which is when you go and book a room here, there's the option to get the Mount Yotei view, and that's what it's about. It's a bit in the clouds right now, but you have this big mountain that looks a bit like Mount Fuji. And we can also see, when we look out more in this direction, you see the entire kind of golf course outside that's connected to the Hilton Hotel. So really, really nice. It's super green here, especially in summer. Besides then, not too much to talk about. Maybe just coming back here, you have a USB-A plug, you have a US kind of style power plug, so bring your adapters if you need. You also have a really cute old phone. And then let me get to a bit more of the quirks of this hotel room. For one, you can already see is that the sink is here, which is definitely quite unusual, I have to say. I don't know why they couldn't cram it into the bathroom, but when you come into the room, you have your sink here. It's a bit odd, but I guess it has everything you need. I think it's fine, but maybe for some people it's not ideal because it's not very private if you're here with people you want to be a bit more distant to. But the bathroom itself certainly shows the age of the hotel. You can see that it is very yellow. I don't know how well it comes out in the camera, but everything has this like beige kind of outdated vibe. It feels really super old, but I have to say it's functional. You have your bidet, you have a shower bathtub combo. Not the nicest to take a bath, to be honest. There's no window or anything daylight, but it's fine, I would say. And then, as in pretty much I think every Hilton nowadays, you have the Crabtree and Evelyn kind of refillable, shampoo, shower gel and so on. So yeah, again, we need to keep in mind that it's only around $100 in summer, which is really cheap. So overall it's functional, it's old, but it's fine. Next, let's talk about the breakfast. We're gonna go to the second floor to the Melt restaurant. This is kind of the main restaurant in the Hilton Niseko Hotel. It's definitely quite crowded during our stay. We came there during the weekend. And again, you can see from the kind of furniture that is definitely a bit of an older place, but you constantly have these beautiful views into the greenery and of Mount Yotei. So definitely quite a nice place to be. In terms of breakfast, and I'll just walk you through all of the buffet basically here, there's definitely quite a lot to talk about. One thing I would like to highlight is that it's a bit disappointing that the fruit selection only had oranges and pineapples, which are fruits that are not local to Hokkaido. During summer, Hokkaido has amazing cherries and blueberries and a lot of other fruits, but unfortunately they didn't have them there. Nevertheless, you can see you have a massive amount of different foods for all kinds of tastes, be it Japanese, be it international or Western or whatever you want to call them. You have your egg station, which definitely leaves a lot of options for, I think, everyone. What I also found quite interesting is this pancake machine. That's the first time to see this. It's quite cute. I tried to capture it with my camera, but it basically makes a fresh pancake within 1 minute that you can then put on your plate. It's a cute idea, I quite like it. Not sure if it adds a ton of value to the breakfast, but it's definitely nice. You saw the ice cream bar also. This is a crepe station. You have some pastries. And I would say overall the quality is good. Meaning it's not outstanding, it's nothing crazy. You wouldn't go out of your way to come here just for the breakfast. But with the variety, it's overall really solid. So for the breakfast, definitely it gets my thumbs up. You'll also get this wonderful yukata if you want to go to the onsen. And what's really nice, actually, you get a little pamphlet with onsen manners, also in English, to show you how to use it and what not to do. So that's kind of cool. I like this idea. They even tell you how to wear the yukata down here, so always nice. On my way down, I got kind of lost again in the hallways. It looks absolutely identical. There's no indications where the elevators are. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, let's head down to the onsen on the ground floor. And I can definitely recommend you going there. It's just a Japanese classic, and especially when it's a bit cooler in the evening. This is open until 11 p.m. You have plenty of time to enjoy it. Now, obviously, I cannot show you video footage from the inside. There were constantly people. I don't want to, of course, impede on their privacy. You can see on the yellow check here where the onsen is with the pond in front of it. And yes, I checked that there's no people on my drone footage neither, so no worries. So here's just pictures from the Hilton website. It's really nice. It's an outdoor and indoor onsen hot bath. You have the amazing view of the mountain and also this super tranquil pond in front of it. So if you have the chance, and if you like hot baths, I guess, definitely give it a try. I'm usually not much of a fan of it, but it was super fun, and it was actually not as hot as some of the other onsens I've experienced. Let's briefly talk also about golf and ski. Of course, the main part or the draw of this hotel is the ski in and out, but since we're there during summer, they really focus on the golf course. So you can see here, besides the ski map, that you have a separate entrance where you have golf lockers, so you can store your golf bags and all your related golf stuff, I guess. So that's super convenient. And also you have a fitness studio, which I think is quite nice. I assume that people who play golf also need to be fit to some extent, so that's always good to have. Not an amazing view in that sense, but you can see that you have all kinds of exercise machines and weights to, I guess, do most of the workouts. It looks a bit old as well. You can see it here with this drink dispenser, and this also looks more like a dentist to me, but definitely good to have. Now, you saw already earlier that there was also this kind of fun area around it. So next to the hotel, if you walk up, there's the namesake, the Niseko Village, and you have, for example, a couple of activities that are geared towards children. You can see here, you can walk from tree to tree. There's some games, and there's also a couple of restaurants in this Niseko Village. It's certainly a bit pricey, but it's good to have the option because the Hilton itself, at least in summer, has a terrible hotel offering. If we just look through the options here on the website, you can see that most of the bars and restaurants are only open during winter or for very specific times. So you basically only have 2 restaurants during most of the year, which is a little bit disappointing to me. Nevertheless, we wanted to give the Melt restaurant another try, mainly because as a Diamond member you get drink vouchers and a plate voucher. So for every night you stay, you get a drink voucher that's worth 2 cocktails of your choosing, as well as for your entire stay you get 1 voucher for 2 people where you get kind of a charcuterie board, let's say. You can see here the options, and it's definitely nice because since there's no lounge, you usually wouldn't expect anything, but it's very cool that they still offer it, and that made us actually go to that restaurant here. This looks really nice, but I don't think I've ever eaten cheese with chopsticks. Interesting. We didn't end up trying any of the 2 restaurants in the Hilton hotel. If you come here with a rental car, it's much easier to take your rental car and to go to plenty of fantastic restaurants in the area. So maybe consider that. But of course you have the option to eat in. Okay, so while we are reviewing some of the video footage here, let me just give you my 2 cents about the Hilton Niseko Village. Of course, if you come here in search for a ski-in, ski-out hotel in the winter, this is definitely a very interesting property. I think it's still worth it to come in summer as well. It's incredibly green. Hokkaido is super beautiful in summer. And the Hilton gives you kind of a good home base to explore the island. It's only around $100, $150 a night. That's very modest in my opinion. You have the onsen, you have a solid room, you have a breakfast where you can find plenty of foods. And also the staff is incredibly friendly and everyone speaks quite decent English, which is not a given in Japan. So if you're looking for some place to kind of relax a little bit and escape the heat of Tokyo and Kyoto during the summer, this is a super nice place to come to. Get a rental car so you're mobile, you can go anywhere. Bring your kids if you have them, I think they can have a great time, or bring your golf clubs if you want to play golf, it's also really good for that. So overall, with the price in mind, it's very solid and I can recommend this hotel to you. As always guys, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and as always, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one, so cheers!